nothing new to report. Great week. The OU week has been since we've been here. Very spirited, very focused, a lot of attention to detail. Happy with again the way we ended the week in terms of our physical preparation today. The four starters, if you will, that are out will still be out. That being Caden Stearns, Jalen Green, Jordan Whittington, and Josh Thompson. All of them progressing as planned, but we'll know more next week for those guys. Questions?
Does getting Colin back, how much of a chess piece is he, in addition to a great receiver, but the fact that you can put someone on the field that will force them to rearrange
it's big.
What they're going to
do? I don't want to discount that. Now, again, teams have decided to play him in man-to-man coverage before, and I'm sure we'll see some of it. We've got to take advantage of it when we do, because we feel like he's a pretty good matchup in favor of Texas.
And would you say he's 100% at
this
point?
Yeah. He was admittedly a bit rusty Tuesday at practice, but I think today he looked great.
As a head coach going into this game, you've been a part of it for so long, from the GA days and everything. What's it like for you, like the night before and going down that tunnel? We talked to the players about it, but what's that experience like for you?
It's just really I kind of pinch myself a little bit. I know, especially as the head coach, that you jog out that tunnel. I make sure to take it all in. This is as good a rivalry game as there is in college sports, and I get to lead a great, young group of guys into that game, and I count my blessings and my good fortune to be a part of that.
You were pretty happy last week with the GPS monitors and how everyone's kind of amped up. What was it like this week?
I hadn't seen today's, but yeah, it's about like we thought. We have, again, last week it was kind of standard operating procedure the week coming off of bye week to cut some time off of practice. But this week we did the same, just knowing that with an 11 a.m. kickoff, we got to have these guys fresh too, and they've worked hard. But I mean, today, from the minute we started walkthrough, and that includes walkthrough, stretch, quick special forces period. I mean, we were only on the field for 90 minutes.
Coach, how long have you and the coaching staff been thinking about promoting Devin to the captain status, and what were the talks like that?
Well, I'd done it once before. Tyus Bowser at the University of Houston, we promoted him to a captain mid-season, and to be honest with you, I'm embarrassed. It kind of slipped my mind. I probably should have led that charge, and thankfully, Tope Amade, of all people, kind of came up to me a few days ago and said, "Coach, have you thought about, I don't know the rule, he's a pretty innocent guy, I don't know how this works, but, everybody really respects Devin, and, so he asked, would you ever think about doing that mid-season?" And so I thought about it, and it sounded like a great idea. I wish I would have been the one to think of it first, but immediately it was kind of a no-brainer. I called the 5 captains in to make sure they were all good with it, and obviously nobody had any objections. They were fired up, and so he gets to spend the rest of his senior year as a captain.
Going up that, why is Devin such a leader? What makes him a captain material?
Oh, he goes so hard, and he doesn't say a whole lot, but just his attitude in practice, he doesn't smile a whole lot. I mean, he's a hard hat, when when he straps up the shoulder pads and buckles his chin strap, I mean, he's going, and he doesn't say a whole lot, but I say he's like E.F. Hutton. When he talks, people listen, and then obviously his level of play. It's in order to be a captain, you've also got to produce on the field too. I mean, there's been a few that haven't just because of their leadership, but his work ethic is unbelievable.
Is Toby on the leadership council?
He is not.
Because obviously you're always about 1-0, and you want each game to be treated the same. But this is Texas OU, so do you allow them to get amped up a little bit and to kind of enjoy that moment, or do you try to rein it in and say this is just another game?
No, I think you need to channel your emotions properly, and they're going to be amped up, and there's nothing I'm going to say that's going to stop it. So we just try to educate them on how to channel those emotions properly, and it is a big game. I mean, we'd be foolish to say that it wasn't, but it's also it'd be a lot different if we weren't amongst the national teams that we are amongst in the class that we're in, and so they've earned that right to call this a big game, and obviously it being a rivalry game. But I've also told them too, they don't give you 1.5 wins for beating Oklahoma. They don't give you extra points or anything like that. But we know the significance of this game, and we embrace it.
Building off of that, and the message before LSU was no Big 12 championship trophy handed out. Is that kind of the same with this one? You can't win the Big 12 title with a win on Saturday?
Yeah, we hadn't really talked about that. But it's true what you said. I mean, yeah, there's this very long season. We're not even at the halfway mark yet. This will be our 6th game. Yeah, we haven't talked anything about big picture. It's really focused on winning this one and celebrating it and moving on to the next one.
That's 2 last ones,
That's
guys.
kind of what I wanted to build on. I mean, it is mid-season though. Do you think the guys are cognizant that a game like this, a win, pushes y'all back into CFP talk, it pushes your quarterback into the Heisman race? I mean, do you look at it?
They better not be. No, I don't. I didn't even know where we were ranked this week. So I don't. Let's wait. I mean, if we haven't learned that that the national landscape changes significantly every year. The last few weeks of the season. I mean, we got a lot of football to play, and so we're just trying to win a Big 12 game and beat our rival.
When you first got here, part of the redesign of the locker room was you basically made a little display for this game. How have you been able to balance up to this point, telling guys, worry about the opponent in front of you, worry about the opponent in front of you, to now where they can finally focus on walking by that display?
Yeah. I mean, I got to be honest with you. Every day. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, in February, you walk by the Golden Hat and you see the TV screen playing highlights from years and years of this rivalry. It gets you fired up. But I think you can compartmentalize yourself that we respect the hell out of this rivalry. We respect the hell out of this opponent, and you can be fired up and emotional when you do see those highlights and you see that display and you realize, kind of the place where this rivalry sits, in the annals of college football, if you will. But it's not like when you're playing Oklahoma State, you get distracted by walking by the display for the Red River Showdown.